baby. We got to win this one.
Out the jump. Let's go. Let's go, man. Let's go. Here we go.
It's about to be a lit day today.
Hey, let's get back to our swagger. Come on.
All of them get the dough down. They get the dough down.
Okay, meet at the quarterback.
Happy holidays and welcome inside the TCO studios as we welcome you to another edition of the Audible presented by 3M. My name is Gabe Henderson, that is Tatum Everett, and today we have a special holiday edition of this show giving you some of the greatest moments we've had thus far.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, a belated Thanksgiving to everyone, and we do have a lot to be thankful for this year. We've had incredible episodes of the Audible, dare I say iconic duos, and we really did kick it off with a bang week one.
Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, week one, they started the show off strong, so let's get right into it. This is the Audible presented by 3M. My name is Gabe Henderson. I'm alongside Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen. And right before the break, Adam, we talked about taking something from other people's game and putting into yours. And one thing that really stands out to me is the griddy. Justin Jefferson, I know, that's a hometown dance. That's something that people always talk about. But on the cart, we did a Viking circle last year, the first ever Viking circle that we did in 2021. I said, Justin, when are you going to stop doing the griddy? And you were like, when they put it in Madden, that's when I'm going to stop. They finally did.
So you're going to stop?
So are you going to stop?
I don't think I'm gonna stop.
I love it.
I think I'm not gonna stop just because I feel like it's more of my signature thing. You know what I'm saying? Like most people know me as me doing the griddy. Like when I score, people look at me to do the griddy. Mm-hmm. So, I feel like I'm gonna do it for right now until I get tired of it. I switch my answer around. So, I kind of enjoy, all of my teammates and even people when we play, they hitting the griddy whenever they either do something on us or,
is that disrespect?
Us. I feel like it's not. I don't take it as disrespect. I feel like you just doing it because, it's me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I don't really be tripping on it. I feel like that's getting the griddy more out there. So.
Right.
It's not really my dance, so I don't really be tripping.
Adam, how would you rate your griddy at this point in your career?
I think it's pretty good now. Okay. But I hope they're not showing video of the past. Because we talked about it, though. It's not fair. It's not, man.
The first time you ever did it, this is the video footage. But how would you rate your griddy?
I knew they were going to show a video. That's not fair.
But look,
so in my defense, the first time that I ever hit it was the stadium was empty. The stadium was empty. Yep. And so there was no vibe, there was no music, there was nothing. And I kind of lost it. He was laughing his ass off. And so anyways, it's pretty good though. It's good enough.
Yeah, it definitely got better.
Adam, I can't just leave you out on a limb like that because the Kane Brown concert back in July, you came a long way from
there we go.
The week that was to 2022. How would you rate this one?
I'll rate this one pretty good, pretty high.
I wish they had the beginning. I did it all the way onto the stage. So
really?
It was pretty good.
I bet they was going crazy.
Yeah, they're going nuts. Yeah. Because at first when I came on the stage, no one knew who the heck I was. Because it was a bunch of these singers and Kane Brown. And then I started hitting this, so I think people realized who I was at that point.
And that's I appreciate the progression. I feel like if you would have stopped in October of 2020 when you first did it, and when people was like, "What is Adam doing?" we wouldn't be at this point.
Right.
So kudos to you. I'm sure Justin appreciates that also.
This is from your defensive line coach, Chris Rump.
Oh Lord,
it's gonna be a good one. What is your favorite wrestling move? And if they'd win, if they were a tag team in the WWE. So two-part question. First, what was your favorite wrestling move?
Favorite wrestling move had to be any type of cradle.
Okay. Outside single for me.
You
said you did sweep singles too, so I thought you were going to say that
I was
too.
going to, but I was like, I feel a lot of people on cradles.
Okay.
So.
I would say show us that, but we got a radio audience listening. But
we also want them to be healthy in the game on Sunday. But then the second part, if you guys were a tag team in the WWE, would you win?
Okay, DT, we need to talk about this.
Most definitely.
This should be our transition out the league. When we decide to go,
I was thinking about it.
After a couple Super Bowls, WWE, if you were watching, listening, send the contract.
Hey, we got it.
Send the contract for, what would it be, 2030? That about time we could retire? Something
But AJ in the league,
whatever.
WWE now too. He was in New York with me. They're crazy.
That's
so,
wild.
we definitely could do that, and we're definitely gonna win though.
You got a name? Would there be a name?
That's for the next time you invite us on.
Next time.
Oh, okay.
We can't release
The
it too
tease
early
is our
now.
job. The tease
Somebody
is
might
our
steal it
job.
if we said now, though. You know, we gotta wait.
Like, would you really consider like doing something?
Yeah,
Really?
I need to lose some weight first. But
I'm off the top rope.
Well, look, well,
and the gauntlet would be cold.
Ooh, I
It's
got the gauntlet
WWE,
on?
son. Yeah, that could be cold.
well,
The
look,
gauntlet sounds like a great name.
the gauntlet.
For him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Big gauntlet in one Vincent Stone. I walk out with just one arm.
You got the right and he got the left?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's exactly how it could be.
I want to go back to the other question of you traveling to 9 countries this offseason.
Yeah.
Guatemala, you can name them all. Like,
Everywhere.
what thrill do you get out of traveling so much in the offseason?
Everything. So that's always been a dream of mine. Finally made it to the league and had a real off season because college we still got school, still got off season workouts. This is fake off season.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we actually had time off, I'm like, I need to go see the world. So I saved as much money as I can. Didn't buy any outfits during the year. I was like, okay, I'm buying plane tickets just everywhere. My mom and I, we just went everywhere. So that's always been my bucket list.
Man, I love your quote you put on Instagram when you posted. You posted about your trips. You said, don't spend money on designer, spend it on traveling the world.
You got it, you can buy the designer, but I ain't got it yet. I'm still second year, so I say
spending on stuff
no
that's gonna
outfits.
last. Right.
Outfits,
Stuff that's gonna last.
all on experiences. So that's probably the best thing I've done so far is travel.
Well, I know, bye week just passed, and Ed Donatel, when I saw him earlier this week, the first thing he said was, make sure you get these 2 guys on the show because I want to use this footage in meetings this week. Why would he say that about you 2 guys?
We're pranksters, pretty much, you
Okay.
know. Players and coaches. She almost got
Why'd you jump like that? You actually scared me. The high pitch. Thought you had a heart attack.
Payback.
I love it.
All right. I know where your office is.
Oh, very good.
We thought we could prank on you a little bit.
I like it. I actually.
Okay.
No, you're good. You're good.
Sounds good.
Good. I'll have to tell you a quick story about Greg here. So he gets here at the same time every morning. It's like around 5:30. You can always hear him coming in. He's making all this noise. And so then he goes from his office to the coffee machine. He's got his routine. So I ran in his office, got underneath his desk. And, the front of the desk has that wooden board. You can't see anything, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm laying underneath there, and he's coming in. He's talking to himself. So I come out underneath the desk. When I say he screamed so loud, it was unbelievable. Hits the wall, then steps on a little back roller, falls on the ground, hits his foot on the thing, and still screaming. At what point?
I got cut.
At what point do you realize that you're at the office and nothing bad is going to happen to you? Then we both laid on the floor just laughing. That's how we start our day.
So what is this that I hear that I guess when Justin Jefferson's parents are in town, you go over there and they cook the etouffee and everything else, and then
How am I just finding out about
and Justin Jefferson's dad was saying that this weekend they're coming in town to see your family.
Oh.
So we got to show the same love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So what's on the menu?
Yes.
Probably some seafood. Probably like, you know what I'm saying? Like they cook that spicy gumbo type. You know what I'm saying? Like us, it's more like clean out the ocean.
Yep.
Like conch, you know what
Crab
I'm saying?
legs.
Like stuff like that, like crab, stuff like that. We got more of that ocean stuff. So it's like, taking, showing what grandma got for them. You know what I'm saying? Make sure they straight, cause every time they come up here, I'm probably beating Justin home. Like that's my second home right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I appreciate that love, cause you know what I'm saying? Like my grandma can't come up here every day. You know what I'm saying? Like every weekend. So like them showing that love, and I appreciate Jet's family. They like my family too.
That's really cool. When did that start?
When he got here.
Really? It was a fast friendship. I was just
Yeah, it was, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like once the demeanors and the mentality, like once it clicked, like you know what I'm saying, me and Jets, we clicked. Just that mentality of us just like 2 dogs, just like, you know what I'm saying? We clicked and I was like, bro, your family, I'm be over there.
Continuing with this similarity situation we got going on, 30 career interceptions, 29 career interceptions, right neck and neck. But I think heading into the Bears game last season, so the finale, you hadn't had an interception yet. You've had one every single season until this past one, which you were able to cash in on.
Yep.
Were you thinking about that at all when you were
No doubt about it, I was.
Yeah.
Because, as a DB, you always want to have an opportunity to intercept, and quarterback on any given Sunday. And, I wasn't getting many opportunities, got the hamstring injury. Then early on in the year, wasn't getting many targets, just had to make the best of the targets that was coming my way. But for the most part, just have to stick with it.
Shotgun, play action, straight drop. He's been sacked all day, just throws it up, and it is intercepted. Patrick Peterson's first interception wearing purple. He's to the 40, he's to the 30, and he is gone. A 67-yard pick six by Patrick Peterson. First interception, second interception, touchdown of his career, and it's 30-17 Minnesota. Yeah, what a great job.
I just knew it was going to come. I even told Harry before we went out there, I told him the celebration, what I'm going to do. I said, I'm getting a pick six this game by any means necessary.
He said pick six, and he hadn't said that the whole year. He didn't say pick.
So you knew. When you know,
he
you
actually had us practice the celebration.
Wow. Yep.
And he kind of forgot it after
I did.
scored.
He reminded me. He reeled me back in.
Like, as it was happening, I was like, wow, like he really he called this.
Welcome back to the best of edition of the Audible presented by 3M. That's Tatum Everett. I'm Gabe Henderson. And Tatum, we've done 10 shows thus far this year. It's crazy to say that.
That is crazy.
But I got to ask you, have you had a favorite moment or a favorite segment thus far?
It was really hard to choose because even on YouTube, I saw a lot of comments that they liked our specialist special with Ryan Wright and Andrew DePaula. But for me, it was linebackers Eric Kendricks and Jordan Hicks on the show. A dynamic duo with tons of personality, and I loved getting to know them better. So I hope that you guys get to enjoy this next set of best of the Audible clips a little bit better.
And it's been, 6 months, right? I think when this show airs, it'll be 6 months since you signed this offseason for being a Minnesota Viking. And during that short span, like Tatum just said, you guys have built that bond. But one thing that I believe it was you, Jordan, you said this offseason is like you guys' nonverbal communication is next level. So for fans who don't know what nonverbal communication is for a linebacker, what does that look like?
It looks like we both know something at the same time. It's just kind of like, you got it? Yeah. We're good. And it just happens. We had a play at practice. We were in man. And usually in man, you don't work together. And it just so happened that you take my guy, I take your guy, and it just worked out. It's like there's times when you playing with people that don't see it that way at all.
When you know, you know.
When you know. You gotta. It's a big picture always. It's a feel thing for sure, but then sometimes it's like a panic situation where you're lined up and you're like. And you just make that look, and then you know he's panicking just like you're panicking. And then it's like, okay, cool. We're both panicking. We might be able to figure this out.
So there's a sense of calm in the panic. Okay.
You always gotta stay calm.
Right.
Okay.
It's never really panic. It's just kind of
panic mode.
A lot of that nonverbal communication comes in those moments, though. You know what I mean? In the 2 minute, and the fast pace, and it's like you just gotta react, and we work off each other.
Speaking of motivation, I've read that you did 800 push-ups a day training for the NFL draft, Jalen. Is that true? Why?
Why not?
That's true. I like that answer.
For real, why not? Because it's I always pride myself in being different. So even the way I dress or the way the stuff I wear or from the toothpaste I use or all type of, I just do stuff different. So I was just but I always was the one who stood out though. I was, the odd one out in a good way. I always, did good in school. Obviously made it, achieved my dream. So it's just kind of my whole personality.
Yeah, when did that start? What's the earliest memory you have of trying to be like that?
I get it from my pops, cause he like his own man. He not a former pro athlete that they want to be seen or none of that. He stay in his own lane. He play golf. He chill. You know what I'm saying? He don't really. He take care of my 2 little brothers and my little sister. He don't really just, he not loud out. He stayed to himself. And I remember when they won the Super Bowl in 2007 against the Chicago Bears. He told me something before the game. He was like, I always dare to be different. So I just took that and ran with it.
You did open up your own bagel shop.
Correct.
Can you explain that?
A couple of years ago, my wife and I had moved to this little area called Kent Island in the middle of the Chesapeake Bay. And, kind of going to school in Jersey for 8 years, got used to having a nice little bagel sandwich in the morning. And there wasn't really anything like that in our area. So we looked into options at maybe franchising a place, bringing something to the island. And we were just like, you know what? Let's just start our own place. So my parents have a bar restaurant back home. They do breakfast on the weekends. Talked with them. We kind of came up with this idea to start our own place and just kind of jump in with both feet. So that's what we did.
I was going to ask you, the restaurant business seems like such a hard thing to break into, but you obviously have a background in it. Did you grow up around that environment?
Sort of, yeah. My dad had a couple bars when I was a kid growing up. It wasn't very conducive to having four young kids at the time.
Fair.
So he got out of that business, and then I guess he always had a niche to get back into it. So 2012, they opened up bar restaurant, and still have it.
That's crazy.
What about the restaurant industry interests you?
Interests me?
Yeah.
Well, my dad enjoys cooking. He's
Okay.
a great cook. He likes entertaining. He likes talking to people. He likes chopping it up. I think that's kind of what really draws him to it. Me, I just saw a need and wanted to fill that need. So,
last week we had Cam Bynum and Josh Metellus on the show, and I asked them. I said, "Who's the best trash talker on the team?" And of course, the first person they said was Chris Boyd. And I was like, oh, who else talks trash? And they were like, well, Harrison Smith, he talks trash, but it's like on a different level.
Harry be talking, but people don't.
Subtle. He's subtle.
He be saying subtle stuff.
Harrison Smith?
Watch the TV copy
He's
last
subtle.
year against the Niners. It's hilarious.
He's subtle.
Really?
You'll see.
So Harry's out there getting busy.
Harry talks to coaches.
That's like
Harry will go to their sideline and say something. Say something real subtle, like a little small thing.
They say you talk trash to coaches.
That's not really true. Like, I guess I like comedy. I like making jokes and not making like light of things, but like we spend a lot of time together and we do a lot of talking and communicating. So like you got to keep it interesting. Mm-hmm. And I'm like more the coach's age is at this point than some of the younger guys. So we keep it good. Yeah.
Do you find that maybe the trash talking they don't understand it if they're younger? I mean, is it an age thing?
No, I think it's more like when you're younger, you're just trying to figure out the plays and this and that. Where I've been around kind of long enough to where I can mix it up a little bit with some of the coaches.
What makes you excited to continue to play every day, to wake up and do this for a living?
To win. Even things I might have messed up in like training camp, like I hold on to, and games obviously, and the wins you savor the individual win on a play that nobody else knows about, and you're like, that was a good rep, or the one you didn't do, but it wasn't glaring then, but it hurt somebody else, and it's like I could have helped him there, this and that. It's such a good game because it's not just physical. There's so much mental that goes into it at this level that it's just there's so much going on. It's just so team oriented, and so many guys affect other guys. And then the physicality is a factor. Like sometimes you can just beat somebody. So it's just, there's not really a game like it.
Harrison, are you a Marvel or DC guy?
That's a great question. I'm gonna go Marvel. I'm feeling it right now. That's why I answered so quickly. But I do F with Batman. So
Okay.
But actually, Dalvin kind of inspired my fiance and our starting the whole Marvel start to finish.
Are you?
He's helped me out with the list and the order I got to go and stuff.
Oh wow, man,
There's
you got
a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. But I think
Iron Man.
once it snow, not too much stuff to do. I'm a homebody.
Wake up at 9 o'clock to do it, right?
Is
Or
it something that started when you were a kid?
56.
Yes and no. Yes, because I started a DC fan as a kid, like watching all the Teen Titans and stuff like that, and I felt like as I got older, I liked Marvel better because Iron Man's my favorite Marvel superhero. And like I told HP, like on the field I try to be Thanos, but off the field I try to be Iron Man.
So where did the glove idea come from of you putting in, drawing Infinity Stones on your white gloves?
In New York, it was actually against Detroit when Matt Stafford was there. I got a sack, and we were just watched a Marvel movie. I forgot which one it was, and I got a sack, and I threw up the gauntlet and did the snap. And then the next year I did it again, and people started going crazy about it. But last year I was sitting in my locker. and talking to Mike Pierce, and me and Mike was talking about it, and he was like, "Hey, bro, you might need to put stones on there." And I was like, "That's a good idea." So I went and got all the Sharpies with all the colored stones, and I started drawing them on there. Like, I don't think last year everybody didn't notice it, and then this year, like, everybody started to notice it. So, yeah, I love it.
Ellis, we started the first segment talking about your first career interceptions. I need both of you guys just to walk me through that moment when you found out you were starting, because clearly, I know, Cam, for you didn't find out until minutes before, and Josh, you didn't find out until minutes before also. So describe that feeling, that emotion.
One thing, we pride ourselves in practicing, so it wasn't like a big shock when they did tell us, because we practice as if we're starters. Like, for me, it was my rookie season, so I really had not compared to now, I didn't have a lot of knowledge, especially me. I was new to playing safety, so there's still so much learning to do. But going through practice, I played week 9, I think it was. So I had 8 weeks to really sit back and watch Harry, watch X, and be able to learn. So it wasn't a big shock, and the confidence is there just because the way we practice and the way we treat it, and whatever rep you get, you're acting like a starter. So that was the mentality there. But it was still a shock, like as far as like knowing like, wow, I'm about to start an NFL game. This is crazy. Like more in a cool sense than nervous, because confidence is always there. But it's just like, wow, this has been my dream. So
yeah, same thing. You know, going into the week last week, we knew Henderson would be out, so it was just me and Lou taking the reps. I really didn't know what was going on. I don't even think, you know, nobody knew. You know, it was just kind of, you know, a field thing. I mean, I just every week, like he said, like we just take practice serious. Like we always on it. Like if I'm not in, I'm watching him and let him know, you know, asking questions, you know, keep him on his toes. Same thing, vice versa. So, you know, we always make sure that, you know, next man up is gonna be able to get the job done. And I think, you know, that alone just gave the confidence, you know, going into the game, even though it's first time starting, it was still a confidence that you knew, like, all right, I prepared right. You know, all I got to do is not psych myself out, and I should be able to play well and, you know, help the team. So
it was so awesome to be able to relive the best of the Audible moments with you guys. I can't wait to make several more as we close out the season.
Well, we got, I think, at least 5 more.
Can't
so
wait.
Hopefully this Vikings team make the playoffs so we can give you more. But in the meantime, stay tuned to Vikings.com and all of our social media platforms for the most up-to-date coverage of the team. For Tatum, Everett, all of our guests thus far this year, my name is Gabe Henderson. See you guys next week.